Hey there, just getting back from work. This video is actually being shot Sunday. And 'tis the season to be thankful. I'm thankful that I have power currently. If you don't know, northeastern United States and the portion of Canada that borders it, where I live, got hit with a pretty doozy storm. Here, that storm manifested itself as, well, freezing rain. And there is a lot of ice all over the place. There are down trees, down power lines, exploding power everythings. You know, it's not just transmission centers or whatever. Everything you can think of is wonky around here. I had to work today, and you know, the roads are well, at least this morning were really icy. Now they're not too bad, but they're still not great. Got in there, you know, working at Canadian Tire. For those of you who don't know, it's a hardware store essentially. So yesterday, we'll put it this way: Friday we got a truckload of road salt. Yesterday we sold out halfway through the day. Well, everybody's still looking for it. We were, you know, trying to sell everything. We ran out of generators. We ran out of propane heaters. We ran out of Coleman stoves. Flashlights were almost out of batteries. We still had a lot of batteries. But you know, all the essentials, battery-powered lamps, regular lamps, yeah, everything you could think of to generate power and generate heat, because a lot of people had already been out without power for, you know, 8 hours, 12 hours. And for some people, it's looking that they're not planning to get power on for, could be another 12 hours, could be 24 hours, could be 72 hours. It depends on whereabouts you live, and how bad the problem is. So, I'm thankful to currently have power. Just south of me, like literally across the street on the south side, that high rise has no power. I'm about a block north of a major highway, and on the other side of the highway, the entire area, and including the lights on the highway, no power. There is, you know, I don't care about the traffic lights. There's hundreds of traffic lights that are out. Whoop-de-doo. Street lights, again, whoop-de-doo. But, you know, and for the people in the city, it's not as big of a deal. Their power is going to come on, you know, relatively quickly comparatively to a lot of other places. But, you know, being at work and talking to people, and they're coming in, you know what, the salt and stuff, that's not the biggest problem. I didn't really care about people who were coming in going, you know, my driveway's icy. Well, you know what? It's not important. Nobody is really coming to your door. And if you want, you know, you can use sand. You can use kitty litter. I was actually, you know, selling water softener salt. It's not the best thing to use, but it does work. Table salt will work. You know, anything to create some kind of traction. But the fact of the matter is, there's people out there who don't have any heat. They don't have any way to cook food. They don't have any way, for some of them, to get water. They're on electric pumps to get their water out. So, and, you know, if they don't have heat, they can't melt the snow or the ice outside. So they have no water, they have no food, unless they have some dry goods. And they have no heat, and it's cold. It's cold outside. It's below zero. That's how you get ice. So I'm thankful that I have power. I'm thankful that I have heat. And I just hope that if, if you happen to be watching this and people in your area who are without power, if they have a landline, give them a call. The landline should still work. If they don't have a landline and they're only, everybody's switching over to only cell, hopefully your cell towers are still working. I have full internet on my phone and full phone usage on it, not a problem. And hopefully you can get to them and their power hasn't gone out on it. And invite them over. Have a little camp out. I know Christmas is coming up. It's a couple days away, but and this is a minor inconvenience for some people. But I don't even know when you're going to be able to see this video. My internet is down. I have internet on my phone, but when I woke up this morning, whatever, my cable and my internet are down, which means my building is down, which means that's a big problem. We are all on the same hub here, so it means there's a big outage in terms of that here. So I don't know when you're going to see this, but if you know somebody and you can get a hold of them and you have power and you have food and you have heat, you know what? Invite them over. If you know what, they may say no. They have taken care of everything. They may have relatives who they're going to stay with. I know a lot of people, that's what they were doing. They were going to a relative, either a daughter or a mother or whatever, parents, siblings, and whatnot. But you know what? Even if it's an inconvenience on, say, Christmas Day, because this could last a few days for some of these people, that's not much. Think about it. It's cold out there. It's not like a power outage in the summer. It's the cold can kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, you can get really sick because of it. So, yeah, stay warm. Lend a helping hand if you can. And just be thankful. Just be thankful. If you're not having to deal with this, be thankful and say a little prayer if that's your thing. If you pray, say a prayer for people because you know what? It's not nice. It's not nice out there. I have a friend who works in the the power generation field. He works on the lines and he's out there. He's out there. And last night he knew he was going into work this morning. I don't know if he got called in early. It often happens that he gets called in early. But he knew he was going in this morning at least, and I know last night he posted on Facebook that he couldn't sleep, that he was truly worried because he's looking at it and he knows he goes nonstop. That's how the guys who work on the power, when your power goes out, there's no 8-hour day, sign off, go back home. They are out there until the power is back, and like I said, Christmas is a couple of days away, and if people aren't going to have power for a few days, 3, 4, 5, it means he's not going to be home for Christmas. And that he's a great guy, so you can only imagine how a father and husband might feel, knowing that because of your job, 2 days before Christmas you get hit with a major storm, and that means you're going to have to miss Christmas. And who knows where he's going to be. He could be miles and miles away working on something. So think of all those people who are in that field. Whenever power goes down, remember, it's not an easy job. It's people think of fire and ambulance and doctors and policemen. People don't often think of the guys who work on the power. But I don't know the statistics, but I can tell you this. I know that on my feed from the guys who I know who work in that field, at least once or twice a year, they lose one. Electricity is not something to be taken lightly, as much as, you know, it seems like it's just there. No, these guys have to handle deadly power, and do it fast, because we demand that we have our power. And so they work on it, and they work crazy hours to be able to get power back when you're like this. You know, it's like I said, for some people it's life and death. With no power, they have no way of doing anything. So, you know, kudos to anybody who works in that field. You don't get enough recognition, and people don't realize just how dangerous your job is. Yeah, it's pretty crazy right now. I think everything's going to be okay. I mean, I'm not hearing anything terrible. You know, most of the pics and stuff I'm getting up on Facebook from people are you know, their power was out, but they still went out and they're enjoying the day. They're enjoying the, you know, the ice on the trees and all that kind of stuff. You know, turning a negative into a positive. And yeah, I don't have internet right now, so you may see this in a week. I don't know how long it's going to take to come back. It may be back tomorrow morning. It may be back before you know, I go to bed. I don't know. I do have one video before this that I've got to upload from yesterday that was supposed to go up, but had no internet this morning, so it couldn't go up. And so, yeah. But on top of that, hey, what do I do in most of my videos? Pickups! So let's turn this around. Turn that frown upside down, or right side up if you're wanting to. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, after work, I decided to head over to Walmart, because I know what we were, you know, the craziness that we were dealing with. And, yeah, you know what, it's funny. There is a snowstorm, or an ice storm, essentially, that has knocked out power to a good portion of, you know, southern Ontario. And you would be surprised how many people think they could come in, well, I'd say, you know, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock today, and think, A, we had road salt, B, we'd have heaters and generators and things like that. It makes me wonder what the hell they were doing all day. Because if they weren't out there in the morning trying to get this stuff, then either their power just went out, and in all likelihood they don't really need it because it'll probably be back by tomorrow morning. But yeah, I don't know what goes through people's heads sometimes. So I decided to go over to Walmart to see if they were in some kind of craziness, because at work we had no power up until 11 a.m. We were running on backup generators. Nobody else in the area has backup generators. I think Home Depot probably has backup generators. But we could still serve customers. We didn't have full service, like a lot of our systems were down, but we could still, you know, help people get stuff and they could check out. So I figured, let's go over to Walmart, see what's going on. Did they bring in people? I know it was hard for some people to get into work. Cars wouldn't start. Cars were stuck in ice. You know, whatever. But this is late at, you know, it's nighttime. It's past dinner time. Let's see what Walmart's like. And I head in, and it's pretty busy. Not gonna lie, it's pretty busy. And they didn't have a lot of cashiers on when I first got there, but then I started hearing over the PA. They were calling in people to come down and get on cash because, you know, the lineups were just getting crazy. So I went around and made my trip, and I went back over to the discount bin that's been there for a while. And somehow, I don't know how, I missed these titles. But I'm thinking they just got, you know, put in there. I don't, either that or I own them already. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check. But first thing I saw was Passion of the Christ, which I still haven't seen and I want to see, and it was there, and it was $7, and I was like, okay, if I find something else, that's what I'll get. And then I saw a movie which I've been wanting to see. I wanted to see it in theaters, and I didn't get around to it. My girlfriend at the time, who I figured I would go with, went with somebody else. And, you know, so I was like, oh, okay, well, now I've got, you know, the plans to go see it with her didn't pan out. Obviously, she already saw it, and I wasn't going to say, well, let's go see it again, because that's just, yeah, pointless to have somebody spend it twice, unless they really wanted to. But yeah, so I never got around to seeing it in theaters. And then I kept thinking, well, you know what, I'll get it when it comes out on video. And I'll get it when it comes out on video. But I kept pushing it back. I was like, I don't want to spend $20 on it. Well, it was there for $8. And for $8, I'm perfectly willing to check out The Woman in Black. I've heard so many good things about this that it's one of the better horror films of the last year, and so I'm really looking. Well, I guess it'd be. This is technically. I don't know, when did it come out? 2011 or 2012? So over a year ago, I guess. Yeah, and so I'm so glad to find that. So you know, I had that and Passion of the Christ. But I still, you know what? I'm gonna pick through it, and I've been looking at it right from the first time I went to this bin. They've had so many of these, you know, the Twilight movies, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch the Twilight. I've seen the first one. I saw the first one on opening night. Don't ask. It's another video for another time. I saw the second one in theaters, and at that point, I was just like, you know what? I've given it a chance. That's it. I'm out. I don't need to see any of these other ones in theaters. I don't need to really see them at all. But curiosity, man. I still want to finish the story. As stupid as that sounds, I want to freaking watch the Twilight movies just to finish the story. So they had a whole bunch of the Twilight movies there, and I'm thinking, $7 or $8 for Twilight movies. How many do I have to get? And I've looked at them every time I've gone there. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But then I saw this. $8. 3D movie. Now, I saw this in theaters. And the movie itself is... It's not great. I think the concept behind the idea that's used in the film is interesting, but it wasn't good. I'm not gonna lie. It was entertaining to a certain degree. It had action going on, you know, whatever, and you watch it. But yeah, it wasn't anything great. But $8 for a 3D Blu-ray, I'm willing to give it another chance. Now, for some reason, I think I own this, but I'm almost positive it's not 3D. I wasn't buying 3D Blu-rays at first when it came out. I didn't even know it came out in 3D, but I still picked up Gamer. Did Gamer come out in 3D? I totally don't remember. See, now I'm going to check. Because I can't check because I don't have internet. Son of a turkey. Where's my phone? See, I'm curious. This video is going on and I'm rambling here. But you got to bear with me because I got to check. Alright, let's check out the list of 3D films since 2005 and onward. See, here's where I got to do some editing because it makes no sense to just leave you here looking at me like this. Okay, I do not see it. So unless I'm missing something, guys. Nope. So Gamer was not released in 3D. And yet here it is. Much like, what was it that just came out? That was in 3D. The heck was it? I think it was a horror movie. Was it a horror movie? Well, I mean, they re-released Jurassic Park in 3D. But there was... Oh, nuts. Can't remember. But somebody out there is going to, refresh my memory, put it down below. What was that horror movie that just came out, and it came out on Blu-ray in 3D? Oh, man, I'm sure it was a horror movie. I don't think they updated the transfer either, so I don't know how they did the 3D. It makes no sense, but... Yeah, so anyways, for $8, I figured, hey, 3D movie, awesome, I'm going to pick that up. And so I did. So I didn't get The Passion of the Christ. It went back. Oh well. Yeah, you know what? Who knows? I'd like to say that there won't be any more videos before Christmas, but I can't promise that. And I think this video is going on for like 20 minutes now. So here's a little, if you've stayed this long, here is a little bit of news. I'm almost up to 100 videos on this channel. And so, for my subs, I'm going to run a little contest. See if I can get more people watching. As a 100 video contest. But I don't know what it's going to be just yet. I don't know what the prizes are going to be. I don't know what you're going to have to do. I think it's just going to be a simple thing. The prizes is something I'm going to have to work out still, but because 100 videos, whatever, no big deal. When I hit 100 subs, I'll do something a little bit bigger, but yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope if I don't see you or you don't see me before, whatever. Take care. Have yourself a Merry Christmas. I hope the holidays have been treating everybody well, and I hope everybody stays safe, warm, and manages to be thankful for all that they have and all the movies they get to watch.